Hey, what's going on, guys? We're checking out two knives from Kansept. All right, so we are checking out the Model 6, which is pretty stinky cool, and the Kosame. I think I'm saying that right. So let's start with the Kosame. I found this one very interesting. Both of these are coming in from the pass around group. Kansept did not send these. I did not purchase them. They are coming from the pass around group. So this one is pretty cool. This rose gold coated 154 cm blade with the black washed titanium with the titanium clip and the G10 inlay. So they have a little G10 window here, so all that black shiny is G10, and I like how some of their blades, they have like carbon fiber and different things that are pop on the inside of that. And when I flick the blade out, you'll see that this milling pattern here matches what they did here. So they did it very well. The fit and finish is very nice. It's not like contoured scales, but they did some milling up here that give it a nice hold. They do the champering all around here, so it makes the handle comfortable in your hand is basically what I'm trying to say. So let's look at it. You have full forward fingers. Again, the jimping up here on the spine is done very well, something very different, and you can see that it's all matchy-matchy to what they did on the handle. So that is pretty awesome. Let me pull up this information. Light rain is what Kosame means. Huh, interesting. It's funny what you look at on the website and you see what it is. So they have a Wharncliffe style flat grind with the rose gold coated. I'm not sure what that coating is. I had some really weird experience with that before where I was doing some cardboard cutting and that came off. So I didn't want to do that for this because this is a pass around, like I said, so I wasn't sure. I really didn't want to ruin anything else. Electro Blades is the designer. His name is Emmanuel with Electro Blades, based off of Kansept's website. Again, 154, this is a button lock, so you have a plunge button lock, and it works very well. All you have is a flipper for deployment. There are no thumb studs or anything, although I feel like there was space to put some thumb studs there, but the flipper is there and it works fairly well. Again, this has been around seeing a bunch of people. This one has just a slight bit of stick on it, but I've been working it out since I've had it here, but it works very, very well. The hand's out of the way. I'm not getting bit as the blade's coming down. I really like that Wharncliffe shape. I think it's okay for me to share this, but there you go. There's the micro. Theirs is a little bit different, but I still love that blade shape. So I'm a huge fan of a nice Wharncliffe blade, and they definitely pulled it off here. So 154 cm, nice button lock, black wash titanium handles. Let's look at the size on this. Listed on the website, the blade length is 3.37 and the overall is 7.96, so it's just under 8. Yep, and the blade length is 3.37. Yeah, I would say it's almost 3.5 coming to the front of the scale. The sharpened length is about 3.37, and that's what we have. So let's look at some size comparisons while we have this out. Why, my thing was there the whole time. You guys didn't tell me? Come on, you gotta tell me. There it is, first the Rat 2 and the Civivi Elementum. The Kosame is a little bit longer than both of those, which is not terribly surprising. And finally, we have that versus the Para 3. So it gives you an idea of the difference in carry. This is a nice slim carry versus something like the Para 3 that is going to fill the hand. But this does fill the hand very well, and it's very comfortable. This space right here is definitely very comfortable. You're not really looking for a choke up position. You don't really need the choke-up position. I guess you could put your finger there, but there's really no need. Jimping is great. My thumb wants to be right there. If you're going to pinch it, you still can get your finger right there on the tip of the blade so that you can make any of the detailed cuts that you need. And using that nice flat shape works very well. It comes very thin and it is nice and slicey. So what do you guys think of that? This is the Kansept Kosame. All right, guys, next up is the Model 6. By the way, the Kosame is I don't know why I'm saying it like that, $112 on Kansept's website. I believe this version is sold out, but there is one or two other versions that are still available. So go ahead and check that out. Before I forget, this is the Model 6, and this one in all of the nice copper infused carbon fiber. This one went for $148, and I believe, unfortunately, they're all sold out as of right now on all their models on the website, although they could have some other versions available. I think there was some more budget-friendly versions still available for this knife, but in G10 and different steel. So this one is S35VN blade steel and this nice copper infused carbon fiber, which looks very, very nice. They did that very well. It's very attractive. It's nice and smooth, comfortable in the hand. You have this nice big lanyard hole to put a lanyard if you wish. It is a bar lock, and they have the nice thumb studs there to, I guess, to manipulate the blade. Bar lock works very well. The clip is this nice titanium clip. It is not reversible. So again, a bar lock here that is not reversible. Kind of a bummer for all of my left-handed friends. So let's check it out. So we have a nice stone-washed S35 blade that is very nicely done. The thumb studs are different and done very well. I'm not sure what the material is. Probably, I don't know, some kind of steel. It doesn't really say. But they're done very well. They're not too aggressive, but it gives you plenty of grip to be able to manipulate the blade how you wish. And they're done very well. I love that blade shape. They're calling that a sheep's foot blade shape. And Nick Swan is the designer of this, and they did a really good job on this. It's a very, very user-friendly knife. It's comfortable in the hand. The handle is big enough where you can get a full grip on it, but the blade isn't too big. And overall, the package is pretty small. I mean, that package can fit in your pocket very well and is very easy to carry. We do have some weight relieving in the frame. I forgot to see, what was that frame made out of? It doesn't say. I'm assuming this is just a steel frame. And there is some nice cutouts in there to remove some of the weight. So and the weight on this is, my goodness, 3.01. So that's not a bad blade to weight ratio. What is the size of this? Let's check it out. Blade length is 3.1, so exactly 3.1, and that's exactly what I'm getting. And overall, we're looking at 7.47, and yeah, we're just under 7.5 inches overall, which is a great size. Let's look at that versus the Rat 2, coming in just a little bit bigger than the Rat 2, but obviously it has a very different profile than the Rat 2. And how about that versus the Civivi Elementum? Again, it's a different profile, but coming in just a little over what those two blades are. And finally, and something that might look a little bit more within that range, is the Spyderco Para 3. So obviously now we're talking almost the same exact size. The Model 6 stretches out a little bit longer, but the handle is very similar to the thickness of profile that you would get with the Para 3. So an excellent package and pretty good price for what you are getting. And if you want to pick up the budget-friendly version of this, definitely I would check that out. So there we go, guys. We have the Kansept Kosame and the Model 6. Very cool. I'm so glad I was able to experience these. Make sure you check out Kansept. I'll put a link in the description of both of this video. There is some Model 6 available but they're more on the higher end, more expensive than what this one is. And there's still a couple of the Kosames available as well. But also check out Amazon and other retailers, as these are popping up on different sites. So very, very cool. Thank you guys so much. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment or not. That choice is always yours.